Yeah. Well, hello everybody. If I seem slightly flustered as I talk to you today, it's not surprising at all. Let me tell you, I have gone through one of the tortures of modern living. I've been trying to contact my bank. Do you remember those blissful days gone by? When I was a little boy, the bank was about 4 doors up the road from where I lived. And we knew the bank manager, we knew all the cashiers, we even exchanged Christmas cards, and I think bottles of whiskey whistled between us every now and again, and we shook hands. Everything was nice. These days I've just been trying to make a simple transaction with the bank, and I was given all these numbers that I had to put in. You know, one of these electronic boxes when some cold remote voice says, put in these numbers. So I put in all these numbers, and then it wanted my security number. Anyway, I couldn't remember all these numbers. And we finally, after huge efforts, managed to get through to somebody by waiting for an operator. Endless delays. And I managed to get through to somebody who sounded like the wife of Bob in The Likely Lads, Thelma. You know, I think she came from Gateshead. And I wondered, why in the name of God am I speaking to somebody in Gateshead when I live in Birkenhead and I've got a bank about a quarter mile to do a simple transaction? Anyway, that is enough of the beef. Because, chaps, this is the first time that I've done this podcast. I never know what to call it, you know, whether I'm codding a past or or podding a cast or whatever the technical name for it is, my broadcast. So I hope you're all tuned in at home, because this is the first time that it's going on video, which is causing me to take out my comb, and because my wife might tune at some point and comb over. But as you may notice, there's not a lot to work on up there at the moment. So the poor old comb is wondering what to do there. And I've also got, and this is going to get me into deep trouble here, I've also got my denim jacket on, because this has been thrown out several times. But I know the bin men. So every Friday when the binnies come round, I know that lying on the top will be my denim jacket. So stealthily I sneak out of the back gate and retrieve the bin from the jacket and wave, "Thank you, sir," I say to the bin man. So such is life. Anyway, my wife will now know that the jacket still survives. But more particularly, I've been thinking about it. We've had the banks and we've had the bin men who are, I like the bin men, but I don't like those modern bins. Do you have them at home? We've got these awful wheelie bins, and we've got 3. You know, and really at my age and stage, with the brain cells, you know, not quite what they were, remembering what to do with 3 different bins with different colour coordinations, it's like going back to infant school, isn't it? You know, when you were tested to see if you were 11 plus material, because you had to remember which colour went into which square in the block. We've gone full circle now. I have to remember which bin to put the bottles in, the chink of wine bottles going in there, the nice solemn farewell to the wine bottle, little chink, and what to put in the, that's the grey bin. The green one takes all the sort of less likeable refuse, you know, the orange peel and the old tea bags, talking for tea bags in a few minutes, the old tea bags, and then the brown bin is for the lawn waste and all the, you know, all my efforts in the garden, sweating away, digging things up. But I've kindly, just to introduce this, so we're in a very visual mood, been given a tea bag here on a string, and it's tea bags on a string are something of the theme this week, because I'm just about to read my column, and it goes like this. Good heavens, tea bags on a string, eh? Don't we live in an exciting and ever-improving world, I said to my wife while the kettle burped and bopped. You know the way I was trying to get sound there with the kettle, you know when the lid's sort of being lifted, there's a sound, and I thought it's like a burp from the spout, and then sort of when the lid reluctantly comes up, so the kettle burped and bopped to the boil under the Italian wood fittings of the kitchen found behind the conservatory on the south wing of our home. But my words in praise of the dangling tea bag were lost in the steam. Her turquoise orbs, being poetic today, her turquoise orbs were journeying far away to the sweet meadows, the sheltering mountains, and the sparkling seas of some glossy paradise. Oh, where shall we go, she said finally, patting a hill of holiday brochures. This is a difficult question for me to answer. As some of you already know, my knees quiver uncontrollably at the prospect of leaving the familiar sights of Birkenhead, even for 11 days in the summer. For in the town of my birth, beneath the moon of perpetual wisdom, usually reliable sources have informed me that culture chiefs are now considering an interactive travelling museum gallery featuring brilliant young pavement artists who work in the medium of chewing gum, and a 24-hour pyjama suit experience visiting a supermarket near you, as well as weekend dodge the wheelie bin competitions and shopping trolley races for all the family. What fun we all have in Birkenhead. However, the culture elite are advancing with understandable caution, having already encountered unexpected opposition from concerned coarse anglers, some of them I fear very coarse, to their ambitious plans for a series of punitive ducking stools to be stationed along the River Fender's picturesque left bank, a popular picnicking spot before the sudden and as yet unexplained retreat of the Natterjack toads. Anyway, back in reality. We were trying to decide on a destination for our summer holiday. My wife and our 12-year-old son had dismissed my annual suggestion of Cleethorpes with what I thought was indecent haste. How things have changed, I thought, as a jaundiced liquid seeped grudgingly through the perforations on the teabag. Rather proud of that sentence, actually. As a jaundiced liquid seeped grudgingly through the perforations on the teabag. Think of that next time you're in the cafe. In the dandelion and burdock days of three-cornered egg and cress sandwiches, and Smothers smiling beside their vacuum flasks on tartan rugs, when toothless grannies yelped after trapping their fingers in the mechanical mysteries of the deck chair, there was always the hiss and fizz of the blushing sands, and that pebble between a lime green sock and a russet sandal sole, reminding you that this was your summer holiday. I have always felt that summer holidays, like Christmas, are to be anticipated rather than enjoyed. As soon as you're there, you become conscious of it slipping away like the grains of sand in an hour clock. Isn't that true? You know, when you think about your holidays, as soon as you look forward to them, and on Friday